Morning. Happy 2019. I just wanted to do a live video and just check in with everybody. Um, Making sure that everybody's had a good new year, that everybody's had a good Christmas. If you haven't had such a good Christmas and new year, remember that 2019 is the start of something special. Set yourself some goals, some ideas, and try and work towards them. I know that's what I'm going to try and do this year. Last year for me was a little bit sticky, a little bit interesting. There were a few times where it was very down, upsetting. The loss of my grandmother, Christmas being in different places, not spending it with your loved ones, especially the ones that can't be here because they've passed away. It just really opens your eyes to think, okay, what's important. There's some people out there that don't necessarily celebrate Christmas as its holiday, which is absolutely fine. For me, more so, it's to do with spending time with family, and just having that sense of, okay, it's the end of one year, close one door, close another chapter, open a new one, and to start fresh. That to me mainly is what Christmas is about. Christmas and New Year, to look at and think about your last 12 months, what you've done, what you've accomplished, what you may not have accomplished that you had. So, I mean, I don't know how about everybody else, but I know that I had like a 2018 Dream Big book, and I think I completed about 5 pages in there, and not many of them actually took off. So I just wanted to come onto live and to basically have a chat with everybody, and just to see how we are, how we're getting on, how we're finding the start of 2019. For me, personally, I mean, I think it's the 11th or the 12th. We've been back to dance not even a week yet, and I've got choreography ideas coming out of my ears, and I've got my choreography book, and that's all I seem to be doing is sitting down, getting up the choreography. Another thing I have been doing as well is trying to plan this year. Now, it might not be suitable for everybody else, but it's something that I think, okay, if I can try and plan the year's events that are important, then maybe it may help some others if I put together a calendar, something that you can stick up on the fridge, and just take a look back. I know that it's a complete nightmare. You get letters from school, letters from all kind of clubs that the kids do, and you think, oh God, not another letter. But for those that have a business or have ideas, it's the only way to get it all out, because not everybody's on social media. Not many of you are on YouTube or Facebook, and it's a bit long-winded for Instagram. So social media complete. So we go back, everybody goes back to the old-fashioned letter. So there are they here? These, some of you may have received them already, some of you may not. If I haven't got round to giving you one yet, just ask for a calendar. Those that haven't received one yet, you'll also be getting one of these, and it's basically just a checklist. So it's easy enough to figure out. It'll say the date, the event, the price of the event if it's got a price, how many tickets if it's a ticketed event, total, paid, and uniform. So again, that is something that's really important. It might be that you keep a file together that's just a ring binder, or one that's got poly pockets already attached, that you can keep all the letters inside so that they don't go missing. Or if you put one up on the fridge and it falls off and it goes under the fridge, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just something that we try and do that's going to help you. On a slightly off topic. This year for me, I've tried to be as organised as possible, but it's been 11 days and I can't stop sleeping. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I'm catching up on last year's events, that my body's thinking, Sophie, take a break, or it's just the fact that, you know, I do so much work in the office in the morning and then I come off it and then I go, oh, I need a half an hour sleep. I used to have naps, don't get me wrong, I'm 27. I like a nap, I will openly hold my hands up to that. However, it's becoming a lot more frequent, and I don't know whether it's because I'm tired or I'm lacking in some sort of minerals or vitamins or something like that. I haven't been eating great. I've been picking throughout the day and then I have a big meal at evening. But it's nowhere near the schedule that I've had, you know, throughout the last 4 years. You know, people would often say to me, how do you stay in such great shape? And I'd say, well, I eat regularly and I do this and I exercise, and all of that in 2019 has gone. I don't know where it's gone. But hopefully over the next couple of weeks I'll start to get something back. I've decided that with me taking on Miss Sally, another member of staff, she's the assistant. She does any kind of admin roles that I don't get round to doing. She does a lot of legwork for me, and she's my second pair of eyes in class because there's a lot of new students, which I'm so happy about. So hopefully that will keep growing and my confidence will keep building. But yeah, Miss Sally has kindly taken on the role of getting people involved. So what we as an academy are doing, I'm putting my services out there for free of charge. So I'll say that again, free of charge. Nice little welcome to 2019. At the moment, there are guides, brownies, rainbows, who have all booked in Wombourne, who have all booked sessions with me over the course of the next month for me to go in and teach an hour's workshop. That to me is great. Again, it's another side of the business where it's getting your name out there. We have been open almost 4 years now, and people still wonder, like, how long have you been here? We haven't seen you. And it's because I don't put it in your face. I don't put the business in your face. I don't have big banners everywhere. I don't have, you know, a lot of advertisement boards everywhere. And I suppose in a sense that's good for me because I don't want to put it in people's faces, you must join us. But I guarantee you, if you do happen to come across us and you do a free trial with us, the chances are the kids will continue and stay. So I'm not tooting my own horn, it's just something that happens. I'm not recruiting, I do put it on social media and things like that because every business does, but it's not, you know, if you know about us then great, if you don't know about us then you will do at some point, I'm sure, via word of mouth. I'm guessing that seems to be the best way that our company is growing, is through word of mouth. The other thing is, if you have got in the Wolverhampton or West Midlands district and are close enough to Wombourne, we have got our atomic, so they are the ages of 3 to 6, and they're starting again, or have begun, 4 o'clock on a Thursday at Wombourne Library. If you've got any little ones that are interested, what's happened with our school as of late is we had about 10 children in that class, and because they've turned 7 or they're turning 8, they've moved up. So therefore I've got quite a few in the next group. So what I've had to do is I've had to split them. So the Thursday routine is as it stands now and will do for the foreseeable, is there's a slot for mainly beginners or the younger years, so 3 to 6. We've also got 6 or 6 to 7, dependent on ability, 6 to 7 to 10 or to 9. Again, beginners tend to start in the middle class to work up. and then we've got 10, 11 plus, which is our elite squad. So what's happened is my one Atom team has now split into two, so that allows me to concentrate and push the bigger ones, the ones that need that extra bit of attention and work, and that allows the younger ones to help and to be a role model for the ones that have come into that class from the baby group, if that makes sense. So on Thursday it was absolutely fantastic. I'd got 6 or 7, was it 6 or 7? 6 or 7 new ones in Atom, and I'd got 6, 7 existing. 2 of those were my elites that had come in to help, plus 2 teachers, plus 4 existing students, that everybody split off and had a child to work with to learn the basics. The first week's always a bit tedious for those that already know how. However, putting them in the teacher position, it allows them to build their confidence. They know what they're doing. They're allowing to pass on their knowledge to other children and get to grow as an assistant underneath me and underneath the elites. So again, it's a stepping stone. It's all been working fantastic. Next week's going to be completely different. We'll run through the basics again, but it's going to be faster paced, and it'll keep going until we get everybody up to the same level. It might be that we open up another beginners class, because the beginners are definitely learning the basics, whereas there are some children in that age category that already know the basics, that have been with me for 3 or 4 years and can potentially learn a routine in an instant without having a few problems along the way, which again, we will come and see that in the next couple of months. But up for now, it's getting everybody up to the same standard. Again, I've been looking on Facebook and social media and all this sort of stuff, and it's nice to keep in the loop. Not necessarily in the loop as, you know, this is what I do, hey, come to me, but knowing what other people are doing around me. And people will say like, but I don't get why you don't do this. Why don't you do what they do? For example, you need to have a uniform. I'm not really bothered what the kids come in. To be perfectly honest, I don't care what they come in. They can come in something that feels comfortable to them. You know, when it comes to shows or when it comes to performances, yes, they have a t-shirt. But that's it. They don't have to wear their t-shirt to dance with me to show that they are part of the team. That's not who we are. The worst thing for me is having a team. Say, for example, you've got a team of 6 and they've all got company uniforms on. So they've got t-shirts, hoodies, leggings, hats, and whatever the uniform umbrella is, and everybody comes in that uniform, and you get one new one that's kind of standing there and feels like they don't belong because they haven't got. Now, as a business owner, you think ding, 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 money signs, and they're going to buy a uniform because the kid wants to feel like everybody else. That's up to you. But for us, we don't care what you wear. As long as you can dance in it, and as long as your trainers aren't falling apart and they, you know, support your ankles, what else do you possibly need? Okay, we have got a requirement that's kind of, it's not a requirement that you must have, but I advise it across all my groups, is knee pads. And that's only because it protects your knees from the floor when we do floor work. But how does having a leotard or leggings or t-shirt or anything like that make you dance better during your training? It doesn't. It really doesn't. If you are having, if you're trying to do something that's for promotional value, yeah, okay, you might say to the kids, okay, this week everybody come in your t-shirts, we're going to take some pictures and videos and put them on the Facebook page. It might be nice for all the kids to be in the same uniform. But again, where does that leave the newcomers that haven't yet got that? Are you going to put them to the back because they don't match everybody else? You mean I've got a contemporary class on a Saturday, and all I say to the girls is, because it's a carpeted floor, we take our trainers off, make sure you've got socks so you don't burn your feet, and make sure you're wearing leggings or joggers. not shorts. Because if we do any knee spins or knee slides or anything like that, fish rolls, I don't want you to hurt yourself by grazing across the carpet. It's not going to make you dance any better. It's not going to aid your ability in to do that particular move because you've got this uniform on. It's a load of rubbish. If you are a company out there and you happen to be watching my video and you're thinking, well, she's got some balls saying this, well, it's true. You know, yes, you go to professional companies. But I tell you what, if you go to Pineapple Studios and do a workshop, is everybody in the same things? No. Do you go up in what you think is comfortable and what you think is cool? And when that video goes live, do you think the choreographers think, I need you all in the same? No. You know, when you go to a college or a university, they will stipulate that you have to wear such and such things. But they don't make you go out and buy the same stuff. So when I was at uni, it was whatever you felt comfortable in contemporary, wear it. As long as it was loose, wasn't tight, and you could move in it, crack on. You know, if it's ballet, then yes, you've got to have tight-fitting clothes so that the teachers can see your legs, see your muscles, and see where things may not be lined up properly because of their posture. There's a reason behind everything. But if you're doing a street dance group and you're saying to people, you need a uniform, don't really see it. In my perspective, I don't really see it. Again, that may be why I don't make any money, because if, for example, if somebody buys a company t-shirt from me that's got their team logo on it that they take to competitions or do the shows, I don't make any money on that t-shirt. That t-shirt is purchased from a local company that helps the village, helps local businesses, self-employed people just like me. I send my kids to them. They get the t-shirts in, they print them with the name, with whatever they want on it. They pay the company and then they've got a t-shirt. I don't make anything. You know, if I go to competition, if I take all my kids to competition, the kids will pay a fee, the spectators will pay a fee. I don't put on a charge after that. Have you noticed that on the advertisements, it won't stipulate a price? Think about it. I know this is how businesses make their money, but this is where you've got to look at, okay, are people in it for the money or are they in it for the enjoyment, for the passion? You know, whenever I get an enrolment pack for a competition, it will stipulate the price. And that is the price. And I will say to the parents, I've had the form, here's the form, this is the price, this is what you pay. I don't add on a charge. I do the comps for free. Even though I'm technically working because I'm at a competition from 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever time I leave to the time I get home, I don't get paid a penny for that. And I will also go out of my way to pick up kids. If there are children that can't make a competition and their parents may be at work or their parents may not be able to drive, I will offer my services to go and get those children. And I do it most competitions. How many teachers do you know that will go and pick up your child for free and then drop them home again and then go home themselves? If you were stuck, would your teacher say, I'll take them, don't worry? Or would they say, well, I'm really sorry, but you can't take part then because they need transportation to get there? I don't know. It is the way some companies work, and that's absolutely fine. But for me, personally, if you were to go to any of my parents and say, how does she run? They will tell you wholeheartedly. If there is an issue, they'll tell me straight away, and thankfully, I haven't had any. I haven't had any complaints about me personally. I may have had some about a member of staff that I employed, but that's not me. So I dealt with that, and that person no longer works for me. So I don't stand for this whole kind of, you have to do this to fit in, you have to. I like the children to have a t-shirt or have a hoodie or a hat or a bottle and a bag and I like the kids to have those because I've got them. I get them because I'm the teacher, I'm the owner of a business. So if I want to go out with a varsity jacket on that's got head coach and my logo on the back, and I'm walking the streets or I'm going out and I decide to wear it, that's me advertising my own business. Plus it's comfortable. But when other children see me in that, they also want one. But I'm not saying to every parent, you must have one of these. It's not, if I want to wear it, that's my choice. If the kids want one and the parents agree, then fine. But I have that kind of like overall perspective on this thing that if you want to have one, great. If you're not so bothered, if your child wants to come to me, doesn't want to do comps, doesn't want to do showcases, festivals or carnivals or whatever, they don't need a t-shirt. They just come along, be themselves. Again, that's fine by us. So, I don't know. It's like we are so laid back, but in the sense that we don't judge people on their appearance. We don't stipulate uniform regulations. That's about it. As long as, for me, as long as I can cover my room hire, I probably don't make anything. So, hence why I work like 3 jobs. So, if you're looking for a dance school that doesn't push you into exams, doesn't push you into competitions or shows or festivals or carnivals, join us, because that's one thing that I don't do. I won't push you into doing something that you don't want to do, you know. And for companies out there, they'll say, oh well, Sophie, that's not running a business. You know, you can dance but you can't run a business. Probably not. You know, I can dance. Not at the moment, I've pulled my groin. But I did it yesterday. It's killing me. But yeah, I'm not a business head. You know, I'm not a corporate, you know, big multinational corporation, big word for me, to, you know, and that goes out there and I don't even know, I can't even say it. That's got to speak volumes. The business side for me, as long as I can fill in my tax return at the end of the year, I'm good. That's it. I don't have an accountant. I don't have anybody doing my books for me. I do everything myself. And I've managed to turn into a nerd and get an Excel spreadsheet together that's got all my formulas and this, that and the other in it, and it tells me what's been paid cash and card and check and yeah. So I can keep a track of my books. But as long as my room hire is covered at the end of that half term, I don't really have much else to play with. So if you're going to a dance school that charges an arm and a leg, and you must wear and you must wear and you must wear, you're immediately going to think, well, this is a professional school. This is where my daughter or my son is going to really excel and really, all because they've got a uniform. Really? Fair enough. Taking a child to somewhere that does exams, fab. I can recommend a load. I personally don't want the stress of exams. I don't like them. I've never liked them. I have enough stress trying to plan all that. And because it's just me, you really think on top of all this, I'm going to do exams as well? Oh no, that scares me, let alone the children. So, you know, I'm pretty laid back. What you see is what you get. And, you know, I'm just as mad as the kids. I'm getting older and I'm still as crazy. But there's a saying that has been going around for quite some time, it is what it is. And I'm okay with saying that now. I wasn't before, but I am now. But yeah, we have, as a company, I like to put as many opportunities out there for the children as possible. So we've got where are we? We're in we are in January. However, there's no events in January. There's a camp in February. There's a video in March. There is a competition and a camp in April. There is a comp in May. There is a comp and a carnival in June. There's a carnival and a showcase in July. August, we've got a couple of intensive workshops. September, we're back to dance. October, Halloween camp. And December, a comp. So those are what we've got lined up for 2019. There is something else which I've been talking to a parent about, and it just depends on how many we can get together and whether we're accepted. So I won't say much about that at the moment because I don't want people to get their hopes up if for some reason I can't get it together in time. But it might be definitely something to do next year. You know, a lot of the kids are saying to me, oh, well, I know a school that went here and went here and went here. And I'm like, yeah, but have we got enough people that want to do those things in order to take them? Do you know what I mean? We've got a lot of teams. If we can get together on a weeknight or a weekend and do a routine all together, then yes, that probably would be a better solution to that situation. You know, when people go and do Scarefest, it's probably one team they've mashed together. But we will see what happens. But that, in a nutshell, is, you know, what this whole start to 2019 is. I watched a comedian, Chris Rock. Kids, if you're watching this, don't watch it because it's got language in it that you don't want to listen to and you shouldn't be listening to. But if you're a parent, it basically says, you know, you can tell children, it's when it's when teachers tell children that they can be anything they want to be. And Chris Rock is basically saying, no, tell them the truth. They can be anything they want to be that they're good at and they put the work into. But out of, say, 100 children, how many people or how many of those children will actually fulfill their dream? And he goes on to say about a principal of a school. You know, they work hard, they run the schools, but was that their dream? Did they, when they were little, dress up as a principal as a school and put a principal hat on and go around and give orders and plan an entire academic year? Is that what they did as a child? Was that their dream? And I would just burst out laughing at the TV. You know, when you're a child, you want to be a singer, a pop star. Nowadays, it's a vlogger or a blogger or a YouTuber or something social media related that's to do with talking to a camera or to yourself. Or they wanted to be a fireman or a policeman or a vet or a lawyer or something with very, very high goals. For me, my dream when I was little was I wanted to be a dance teacher. That was it. That was all I ever thought about. Yes, I wanted to be on the stage. Yes, I wanted to perform. And I had that in my head as I was going through uni, as I was going through all my dance career from the age of like 10 to 16. I was like, I want to be on stage. I want to do musical theatre. I then did musical theatre. I then came out of musical theatre. And then I thought, do I want to go to uni? Do I want to move away from home? So I took a year out. I did an AS level in English and I did an AS level in psychology. Completely different. But it passed the time. I got those qualifications and then I thought, right, okay, I'm grown up enough. I'll go to uni. But then other things started to occur during your studies. You don't know what life's going to throw at you at the end of the day. My dreams are still the same. I still get to perform on stage. Yes, I don't go on cruise ships. Yes, I'm not on West End. That doesn't matter. I'm still on a stage and I'm still giving my talent and my passion to other children. That's all I ever wanted. So, you know, there's always that running joke, those that can't do teach. Probably to a certain extent, but if you look at most dancers, they will dance and dance and dance up to a certain point where they physically can't anymore, but they'll still teach it. And the reason they can't physically do it anymore at the age of 40 is probably because then their bones are knackered. Their joints are knackered. I'm 27. My knees hurt. My back hurts. I crack every time I stand up. I can't walk down the stairs without sounding like a musical instrument. I'm a one-man band, basically. And if you think you're going to go through life and go, yeah, I'm going to teach all the way up until about 50 and I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that, look after your body. Why do you think I get my kids wearing knee pads? Why do you think I say to them, you got to learn how to jump properly before I even teach you any jumps? You've got to look at the big picture. If you want something, you've got to work at it. And I know that. I literally went into this dance business and thought, right, I've danced for now 20 years. 21 years. Losing track. I've danced for 21 years. How long have I done business for? 3.5? Can I really call it business? No. Did I do a business degree? No. Did I do business at school? No. Did I use YouTube a lot? Yes. I'm not a business lady. I can't even speak about it. You know, if somebody came over and started talking to me about business, I'd be like, not a clue. Talk to me about dance? Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Talk to me about biomechanics. Yep. Injury prevention. Yep. Dietary requirements. Yep. I know all that, but I haven't got diddly squat about business. Do I ask for help? Kind of. Do I delegate? Kind of. My worst flaw, if I want something doing, I try and do it myself. Then I try and think I'm Octopus Lady. Go into a show. I ask people to help me set up the room. I give nobody jobs. I'm great. They just kind of look at me and go, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know. Who's on the ticket stand? Well, it was going to be me. Who was going to be selling cakes? Well, it was going to be me. Who was going to be doing the music and the tech? Me. Who was going to be running backstage? Me. How can I be in 4 or 5 places at once? What have I had to learn to do? Give people jobs. Do I like it? No. Asking people for help. Do I like it? No. But it's something I've had to do along the way. Otherwise, I'm getting there, grey. So, take it from me. If you need help with something, just ask somebody. What's the worst they're going to say? No. And you've got to do it yourself anyway, which is what you originally wanted to do. And if they say yeah, great. One less thing for you to worry about. You'll learn that as you get older. Trust me on that one. But if you're completely unsure about what you want to do in 2019, I suggest you get a journal, get a book, 2019 on the front, put in. I've actually got a great diary. Somebody bought me a fabulous diary. I think it might have been Emma. And it's got 2019 and it's got little tabs at the side with the months so you can flick to them straight away. But at the start of every month, it's got birthdays, anniversaries, notes, and to do. So it's like, or achievements or goals or something like that. And you fill that in before the month even starts. So when you get to that month, you go, oh, right, okay, this month I've got to do this and I've got to do this and got to do that. And I need to get 6 birthday cards. You can plan everything. And why I haven't come across this diary before, I don't know, but I really like it. So if you can get something like that, great. If you want to use post-it notes and stick them here, there and everywhere in your diaries, do that as well. That way, if you've got a diary and you've got a sticky tab in it, need to do this, achieved, and have an achievements book. Stick it in your achievements book and put the date. Go, I did that on that day. I don't need to worry about that now. Next. There's so many ways that you can think about your dreams. Hey, Merlin. Hey, Moo. Sorry if you hear some crunching. You alright, boy? Oh, dear. He's such a special cat. He'll literally eat a hen and he'll flick it, and you'll find cat food everywhere. He's just looked at me like... If I showed you, you'd totally understand. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell about 2019. I've kind of had my waffle story. It's another kind of, here we go, this is me talk, but I can't exaggerate enough how important it is that you make every day count. And I've needed to tell myself this today, considering that every day I've been sat in front of a computer for 4 and 5 hours trying to plan and trying to get my head around things and where do I start and make a list. I didn't, but make a list. I have done that as of recently again. And it's so much more easier to follow. But if you're ever unsure or, write it down. Start a diary, write it down. Figure out where you want it to be, what you want to achieve in the next few months. Here's our achievements for the next 12 months. But there will be others as well, But... as they say, it is what it is, and you go on and you get on with it all. But yeah, just take some time to reflect and think, okay, what do I do now? He's so noisy. Yeah, and try not to judge too much this year. And just think about where you really want to go. And also, if you're somebody that works somewhere or knows of, or just point them to this YouTube channel. I'm not saying to the dance school, to this, to that, to whatever, point them to the YouTube channel, because this is me talking to you. You get to meet me before anything else. But if you do want a free workshop, so you haven't got to pay anything, all you got to do is turn up, book it with me, get a group together, tell me where I'm coming. All you've got to do is probably pay for the room, which is what? A tenner? Nothing. Tenner for an hour with me and have some fun. So if that's something that you're interested in, book online or get in touch. And I'm easy. I travel, I drive. I'm pretty much free, other than evenings when I'm doing those classes. But we can work something out. So take care of yourself, and I will speak to you in the next few months with more information on the school, how we're getting on, more ideas, or ways to help if you've got a business or if it's just a family life. Keep on believing and thinking positive. New year, new start, new you if you want. So peace out, and